Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms. Welcome to this reading of what are some divine messages from the moon. So we have 4 piles here as usual. We have the no moon or the new moon as pile 1, the crescent moon as pile 2, half moon as pile 3, and the full moon as pile 4. Now the moons represent your emotional body, your maternal figure or your divine feminine within you. Also represents intuition, the crown chakra as well. So keeping those things in mind, it will all of them ultimately connect with your emotional state, and the messages will kind of provide you more insights with what is it that is going to help you elevate your emotional and spiritual bodies. So keep that in mind. And now choose with your intuition which phase is calling out to you. The timestamps are in the description box and the comment below. We'll get started with pile 1. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the no moon or the new moon. And let's get started with your messages from the moon. I'll be shuffling your oracle card first and then we'll get on with the other cards. If you want to just skip ahead, I'm just gonna shuffle now. For pile 1, please. Okay. We have, when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. So, in case you missed the introduction, the moon is our emotional center. Okay, so when we take a look at our astrology chart, our natal chart, whatever that is, the moon represents our emotional faculties. So the advice that you will be getting here, the messages and also the gifts and blessings, we'll take a look at different things. All those information is going to be helping you towards your emotional side of life. Okay, so with that being said, I should have said that before. It's wonderful that you got this card because the moon generally is not known to be very bright. So it does not give as much clarity. Obviously, when you compare it to the sun, I mean, it doesn't have much brightness. But this card here is, I change my mind about the world I see. So this is very crown chakra activating and also third eye. Okay, so that is, you don't need the light, the external light, to be able to see clearly. Okay, so seeing with your mind, which means understanding a lot more of the brain process that happens. Our brain does receive all the information, but it gives out, we're not really aware of it. But the more we experience, more we observe and try to deduce things from our daily life, the more we learn, the more times we are rewiring our brains to think in more, in much more speed and precision as well. So that's how the brain does get acquainted with the world around, and it then gives us our vibes that we feel from other people, and also just, that intuition and that feeling, etc. So it comes, definitely it is present in very deep parts of your brain, but when you are able to use your mind to such a capacity, you're able to see a situation clearly. That's what this card is talking about. So plenty of the of use of the head. Okay, so mental energy is there. Let's see more what is that exactly about, but let's get you some more messages first. Messages from the moon, please. Messages for pile 1. Okay, we have one popping out. We have the white swan. The power of divine grace is within you. That's very powerful. That's very powerful. Okay, what is the moon bringing into pile 1's lives, please? What is the moon bringing into pile 1's lives? Oh wow, you got the moon card. Emotion, instinct, unconscious, and mother figure. Already said all that. Then we have Uranus, a rebel, reform, unpredictable, and eccentric. Okay, so something there. What are some messages from the moon, please? Can I have some more messages some messages from the moon for pile 1. We have 4 cards, that's too many. Shuffle again. Messages from the moon for pile 1, please. Okay, not here. What is coming into pile 1's lives from the moon? What is the moon sending towards pile 1's lives? Oops. Oh my god. I'm just losing it. Alright, fine. Fine, it wanted to fall. Okay. We have Uruz, which is house, desire, unconscious, and inner feelings. My goodness. Okay. Okay, you're tapping into your unconscious. You're understanding your unconscious mind much, 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 much better. Okay. That's what the moon is bringing you. And we have Ingus, which is energy, work, sex, land, balance, and grounded. So that is exactly the opposite of the moon. So the moon, by the way, rules, well, not rules, but activates the crown chakra. And that's very interesting because in order to open the higher chakras and keep them open, you do need to go through some grounding and stabilize your lower chakras. Otherwise, whatever you do in the higher chakras, it just won't stay, okay? It just keeps being very volatile. So your unconscious is being tapped into. You're learning more about your inner feelings and the way that you feel about the world you live in a very different sense. So it is the same people and same situations, but the way you used to see that same thing versus how you are now is definitely going through certain changes, and you might find them very kind of surprising. Like, I have no idea when this started, but it just started, and it just suddenly, very unpredictable, very spontaneously, it just changes, and that changes your entire feeling of how do you feel about it. It's not bad, definitely not, because you're awakening to a lot of things here. You're understanding your own inner desires, that whatever you've been, let's say, whatever you've been pursuing till now was not exactly resonating, and now you have the chance to do something that does resonate with you. So you're essentially coming into balance with yourself. So that's, wow, that's quite deep. Awesome. Okay, now some more messages from the moon, please, for pile 1. Some messages from the moon. Some messages from the moon. Please, one more message. Okay, and what is the moon bringing pile 1? What is the moon bringing pile 1? What is the moon bringing pile 1? What is the moon bringing? There's too many cards here. Is there any more message for pile 1? What else is the moon bringing? Okay, awesome. So what is the moon bringing you? We have 4 cards here, so let's take a look at them. We have the King of Swords first, so that is expressing your truth and understanding your truth first and foremost, okay? This is not just, hey, this is my opinion, so that's my truth. No, truth is always something virtuous, something noble, and something above you, which means it applies to you as well. So if you choose a path, let's say, you value sacrifice as, determination of whether someone is committed to something or not. let's say, okay, that's a very random example, but yeah. So that means that you would also show sacrifice in order to prove your point. So there's no hypocrisy in these sort of things. So King of Swords knows, because he has experienced every battle in climbing all of his mountains. He's hardcore, okay? He knows what's what, and he is not afraid to tell you the hard truth because it is true. Okay, there is no like, oh, I don't want to know. No, it doesn't matter whether you want to know or not. That's how it is. Okay, that's what the King of Swords is. Like, very factual, can be dry, but definitely a strong mentor and leader type of figure. Okay, so this can be you becoming one of that, or you will get someone who will guide you through your daily life routine, giving you advice. And this can come in the form of a boss or a father figure, or even just a friend or a guide somehow. Okay, it can be virtual as well. It doesn't have to be a one-on-one type of interaction. So that's there. Oh my god, we have the Queen of Swords as well. So the Queen of Swords is, well, the similar template, but she's definitely a very thought leader. She's very visionary. She looks ahead, plans ahead, communicates her feelings, and not feelings, or she communicates her thoughts, and is very, again, very cutthroat in the way that this is what is going to happen, and I need you all to make it happen. Okay, if you won't, there will be consequences. All right, so both of them kind of function on consequences. They're not so good as a couple. This can sometimes be your parents as well. That if you have kind of okay, so the King and Queen of Swords are like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, if you have watched it. I haven't really, but I know the gist of it, that both of them are kind of antagonistic, but they are married and they are together. So it can be kind of that, where both partners are fiercely independent. They're off doing their own thing, and you can see that both of them are looking in different directions as well. So they're off doing their own thing, running their business. Both of them very strong, visionary leaders, big thinkers, and sometimes they butt heads. When they have one committed goal, then they are like, okay, let's go ahead and the work will be done. But if they have different priorities, or they are in opposite teams, well, it's one hell of a battle, right? So that's something. Also happens very much with people who are, well, quite who use their mental faculties more. They tend to have many different type of arguments for everything, and each thing, seems just as realistic. So people who think a lot can think too much. That's definitely there. But you can use the same thing, the same combination, tone it down a little bit, and you can think straight. You can use both of their strengths and mesh them together and work on it, right? That's there. We have Four of Swords next. So there is some sort of healing, emotional healing here. This can be resulting from this conflict as well for some of you, that your parental figures are not really very soothing in any way. So you have to kind of soothe yourself, and the moon is allowing you to do that. And we have Seven of Pentacles, so that represents patience and that you will reap your rewards. So in the scenario that you are being represented by the King and the Queen of Swords, here it is asking you that everything that you have, put your mind towards, and it to be true and very much representative of you, etc., it will show its rewards. It will give you something, okay? But don't forget to rest. Just because you're hardy and you want to get things done and you take a logical approach, you also need to be taking care of your own health. And whatever self-care regime you use, if you don't have one, try a few things, see what works, but that is definitely going to help. Also, good night's rest will help you keep your mind straight, and you will not be hasty with anything. Okay, now the messages for you, we have the Four of Pentacles. But in either case over here, it's like there is this leadership vibe here that you have potential to become. Okay? Depends. This is very much dependent on where you are in your journey. If you're just starting, then it's kind of like you need to rest, you need to learn, you need to grow under the tutelage or the mentorship of some people. And if you are, further along in your journey, then obviously you are the very intelligent folks over here, and the moon is asking you to rest a little bit. So you know who you are. Four of Pentacles, we have the Emperor. Okay, I'm guessing you're the one going towards the Emperor. And then we have Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. So you have plenty of stability and prosperity cards here. Fierce, independent, working steadily, determinedly, no rushing, don't be stingy with the resources, use your resources, be grateful and thankful for everywhere that you come from, all the people that have influenced you and brought you here to your life, good, bad, ugly, sad, everything. And own your personal power. Okay, these are your messages, just said everything in one sentence. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles is very fierce and independent again, but in a grounded way. And I kept saying that they can be very like overthinking, but I know that the moon is also bringing you groundedness, right? There's balance and groundedness. So this is something that that the Nine of Pentacles is representing. It is a grounded sense of I'm free and I'm independent. Okay, I'm part of the world, I'm part of the nature, things like that. The Emperor is about owning your personal power, defining certain structures if you don't have some. So whenever you are planning the big picture thing, remember to set smaller goals for yourself to achieve, and kind of keep growing from there. Okay, even the Knight of Pentacles is like slow and steady wins the race. So if you're feeling like, why can't everything just happen quickly? The Knight of Pentacles here by the moon is like, you know what, take it easy, take it slow. Better do it right the first time. It's lesser work, so do it deliberately, calmly, and regardless, even though that is the message, the moon is also giving you the gift. So it's not like you have to go out of your way to do something. That's nice. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, be thankful for your resources, from where you came from. This can also be like your maternal home place, because the moon rules the mother, and wherever she came from, okay, so we have this generational karma and baggage type thing, so that means that we still repeat the same patterns as our grandparents, or sometimes great grandparents. If they lived quite long, then they would still have a significant influence. But yes, generally patterns kind of keep repeating over generations. But so that's why I thought of mother's location. Okay, so if you have certain patterns that you really can't identify why it is, and when you really dig deep, it's kind of like, yeah, my mom does that or something, then it's best to kind of go beyond and see where she gets it from. Okay, that will help you remove any sort of cycle or loop that you're in. I don't know why I said that, but that's something that came through. Maybe it's for someone out there. Okay, and the awesome message here with the white swan, the power of divine grace is within you. That the divine grace is healing, the light, that saves you, that gives you that virtuous light, the purity. Yeah, it kind of reminds you of the purity of you. So that power of divine grace is already within you. All you need to do is look. And when I lean on certainty and faith comes from here again. I changed my mind about the world I see. The way you approach the world, the way you approach life is going to change. Yes, these were quite significant. I did not expect this. But I do hope it helped. I hope you enjoyed as well. I will see you again next time. Take care. Bye. Hi Palto, welcome to your reading. You chose this crescent moon here. So let's find out what the moon has to say to you. We'll get you some oracle card first, and then we'll take a look at the other things. So we'll see what the moon is bringing into your life, and also some messages from it, of course. You can skip ahead if you don't want to see or wait for the shuffling. Okay. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. That's your card there, and we have a moon right here. That's nice. Some clouds. Okay. I feel like there is some sort of confusion in your life at the moment, or it can also be just external disturbances, like watching the news a lot would do, so it could be a reference to that. So they are being referenced by the clouds over here, but the moon is still shining, and it is trying to show you, but the moon is not as bright as the sun, so it can't really penetrate through your mind, but rather you would have to play your part as well. Right, so there comes the inner light. So you have to awaken the moon light within you, first and foremost, just to help out with the moon cycles. Okay, what are the messages? Now, what is the moon bringing for pile 2? What are some messages for pile 2? Messages for pile 2 from the moon. The moon, by the way, deals with your emotional body, represents the water as well, the feminine, dreams, things, illusion, things like that. So yeah, it brings into light a lot of these things. These things also hide under its light, so it is kind of responsible for knowing and understanding all that goes on in the night, that type of thing. So whatever the messages are, they will be pertaining more towards your emotional body. What can you do in order to reach and clarify your emotional state? Okay, we have the 5th house here, and we have Imam Koli, which is private self, home life, and childhood. Okay, some of these clouds can come from childhood. Take a look at your inner child, because the 5th house deals with children, creativity, fun times, romances, dating, all those type of things. So they're more of the fun, exciting, awesome, inspiring, that type side of life. And that combined with the childhood private self home life thing, it's kind of asking you to take a look at your home situation, see where the troubles or the hiccups are. What is the moon bringing for pile 2? What is the moon bringing for pile 2? Okay. We have Othila, which is goddess, home, property, legacy, moon, and permanence. So that's awesome. And we have loss, destruction, change, and hailstorm. Okay, so this is like your current, the things that are not working in your life at the moment. The moon is helping you to fix all of that in order to reach a point of resolution within yourself, so that you step into your power of the divine feminine, or you awaken the divine feminine within you. And that's where it's interesting how we have home here, home there. And I feel like for a lot of you, many of the roots of your emotional deficiencies, let's call them, or places where you do not feel like you are emotionally secure yet, those things stem from your childhood. And possibly for some of you, your mother issues more specifically, so you know who you are. So I hope this knowledge kind of helps you to dig a little deeper, because the moon is honestly trying to help you to face it and deal with it, and finally get in touch with your inner child, which then brings you your inner light. And once again, the way that you emotions are so potent that the way we experience the world itself completely changes, right? So it can be the same situation, same people, same things that you do every day, but when you are upset and you do the same things versus when you are happy, safe and secure and you do the same things, the way that you view the world is completely different. And again, that affects your self-image as well. It's like a cycle, right? So things that are not working for you, it's time to allow them to go away from your life. That doesn't mean you abandon people and that you hang them dry or something, but just you establish certain boundaries that, hey, this energy is not welcome into my life. Sorry, no, this does not make me feel like home. Home is supposed to make me feel safe, things like that. So this can be defining your own home, understanding what is home to you. What type of home do you want to build? What is your childhood? And just because the age of being a child is over doesn't mean you cannot, do the same things that your child version would have wanted, right? So kind of get in touch with that version of you, see what you would have enjoyed. And no, please do not use the excuse of, oh, I have a bad memory, I cannot remember what I used to like. You definitely do. Okay, you just have to ask, dig a little deeper. These things we remember. Okay, advice. Some messages, please. Some messages from the moon for pile 2. Let's get a feather message. Messages from the moon, please. A lot of the messages that are coming through, by the way, are being channeled. I'm not doing that on purpose, but I mean, it's the moon. I connect with it quite a bit. So, okay. So we have flicker. New rhythms are coming into your life. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. So that again goes with this change, destruction, loss, and all of that. Although I don't feel like, obviously everything that is gone from your life deserves its due mourning, but it is not supposed to, pull you down in any way. It's rather meant to encourage you and push you ahead. So whatever happens, just keep in mind that this is actually going to free you in many ways, many ways. It's a new rhythm, so trust it, trust the flow of it, and just allow the moon do its thing. Okay, what is the moon bringing into pile 2's lives? What is the moon bringing into pile 2's lives? Too many cards. What's the moon bringing into pile 2's lives, please? Okay, what are some messages from the moon? For pile 2, messages from the moon. Messages from the moon, please, for pile 2. Okay. So messages from the moon, we have the World card, King of Wands, Ace of Wands, wow, okay, and Two of Swords. Interesting combination. A cycle needs to end. You're done with it. So in order to make room for new beginning, new inspirations, and kind of drive you towards your own independence. All sorts of confusion that you're facing at the moment, or conflicted, kind of, I just don't know, that dilemma type of feel. All of that, again, is kind of pushing you to trust your intuition a little bit more, because it's always trying to guide you. The advice with the Two of Swords is always to trust your intuition, because both options are kind of rock and a hard place. So yeah, you just have the intuition with you. The King of Wands also denotes an entrepreneurial spirit. So this new idea or this spark that you get, that, you know what, I am complete by myself, and I'm going to just focus on who I am, what I like to do, and I'm going to let my light shine and burn bright. Okay, the point where you realize that, and you're being asked to realize it because it's true, you then start stepping into, you get this renewed motivation. Okay, it feels like no one is going to pull you down. I feel like this would have already started on 28th of January 2021. So because that was full moon in Leo, and I'm getting a lot of Leo fire type of vibe, that, you know what, I am me, I'm independent, and I'm going to just, I'm confident, I got this, and I have amazing ideas. Fifth house also is the house of Leo. So, you just trust this new process that's coming, because it is worth the change. Okay, if you're someone who resists change, it's just telling you that, no, you know what, flow with it, because that's the only place where you get your ideas, when you're completely free and relying on the universe. And you know that you're protected with the world as well. She's surrounded here with this circle, and this circle is a circle of life here, and that is protection, regeneration, and that is kind of, that's where life comes from. That's where creation happens. So every time that a cycle culminates, and 21 is the last card here, every time a cycle culminates, a new one will begin. That's the thing, that's a circle of life, right? So just because some things fall away, or should fall away, doesn't mean that that space is going to remain vacant, but rather it will be filled with things that are actually for your best and resonating with your highest good. So that's good. We have Four of Pentacles. What is it bringing you? Yeah. So money wise, good. Yeah, let's see the rest of the cards. We have the Moon right here. So some sort of some insights into your unconscious. This can come in terms of intuition or dreams, visions, these sort of things that can come through. Some sort of magical untapped abilities or potential that you have. That can come through as well. Understanding your mind even deeper. So it is, the moon is kind of affecting the very deep parts of your mind. This also talks about the shadows as well, because the moon casts long shadows, right? And again, it's like the things you're not dealing with that stem from your childhood. It's time to deal with that, because you kind of taking it along with you into your next phase, and unless you leave it behind, the next chapter cannot start. It's like you're waiting at the tail of the snake when the head is going to begin here. It's a snake, the circle. Yeah, now it should make more sense. Okay, and we have Five of Wands. So if there is a fight that needs to happen, not a fight, but like argument or some sort of conflict, if you need to face up and kind of tell someone just what it is, plain and simple, nothing, it's not to hurt them in any way, but rather, just clear the air, things like that. If that needs to happen and you're kind of still holding on to certain grudges, then the moon is going to show you that this is where you hold a grudge, because it happens many times. We don't even remember what, yeah, it's quite obvious, right? You won't remember each and every feeling and detail you had in your childhood, but that's why these different phases of life kind of show us through conflicts and remind us that, hey, this part is unresolved, we need to deal with it. And when you deal with it, the chapter is then closed and we are ready to get on with the next thing, right? So it is showing you the spaces. So every time that you feel closed off or conflicted, this can be your own mental conflicts as well, by the way. Any sort of rigid or strict structural mentality type of rigidity, if you're holding on to, then the moon will show you that no, you don't need to. What are you holding on to? Because everything is an illusion then, like it is real, but at the same time you can't catch it. If you chase it, it's just going to go here and there. So what are you holding on to and why? That's kind of the thing. Just emphasizing that there are many things that are very subtle, and however much you try to make everything tangible, a lot of things can't be, right? The moon is very like that, it kind of, you can't catch it, you can't pin it down. That's moonlight. It's just a very low, sultry glow of it that just just shines over a little bit on everything, but more than that, it's not much, right? So it lights up that illusory side and shows you that these are the same things. When you see it in broad daylight, it's different. When it's darker and shadowed, you see it differently, right? So you need to acknowledge and understand all of that, and that's exactly what then helps you understand the magic of ideas and inspiration, and how by respecting that something is fleeting, you appreciate that thing even more, without expectations and without holding it down. Every time you start expecting, that's when disappointments happen, right? So when you understand the whole illusory things, that things will come and things will pass, and that's just the way it is, and that's completely fine. That's when you start getting inspired more and more. You get the motivation, you have this renewed sense of self-confidence, and you trust your intuition. You don't allow yourself to be stuck in any situation. Okay? So these are some messages for you from the moon, some alerts as well as to what's coming. I hope this helped and guided you. I will see you again next time. Take care. Bye. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. You chose this half moon over here. Let's find out what are your messages from the moon. We have your oracle card over here, which says, I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. Okay, so that's your first message. Let's get you some more. If you want, just skip ahead straight to the message. I'll start shuffling here. Messages for Pile 3, please. From the moon. You will soon enter into a beneficial partnership. Luck and longevity bless this union. This can be a romantic partnership, also business, just the relationships that you form with other people. Can also be very close friends, okay? What is coming into Pile 3's lives, please? What is the moon? What is moon bringing into Pile 3's lives? What is the moon bringing into Pile 3's lives? Moon bringing into Pile 3's lives. We have Lagos, which is water, emotion, fears, and female. Okay, this is very like divine feminine, intuition, these sort of things. Let's see. Messages from the moon for pile 3, please. Messages from the moon for pile 3. Okay, we have Libra, which is belonging to the house of partnerships. That is the 7th house. Deals with your relationship with other people, the one-on-one connection, the compromise, balance, equality, seeing both sides of an argument, all those sort of things. And we have Pisces. Pisces, yes, very intuitive, watery, right? So again, that's spiritual. Pisces belongs to the 12th house, so that's a super, super spiritual house. And this is interesting. I feel like this is like a very spiritually ordained or spiritually guided connection with this person. Let's get you some more tarot cards and then we'll start reading this properly. What is coming in? What is the moon bringing into pile 3's lives, please? Pile 3's lives. What is the moon bringing into pile 3's lives? What is the moon bringing into pile 3's lives? The moon, by the way, deals with your emotional body. It rules the high tides, the low tides as well. So that's the water. Water represents emotions, also intuition, the spiritual journey as well. In some cases, when you start your journey, you will see plenty of water. So the moon represents also the mother figure, the maternal side of us, the divine feminine, all these things. So whatever advice and messages you will get will be more pertaining towards your emotional sense of being. What else is coming into pile 3's lives brought by the moon? Okay, we have, wow. Okay, looks like a lot of you are attracting your romantic mate. We have Knight of Cups. I don't know why I flipped that particular one over, but anyway. Right, now let's see what are some messages for pile 3. Some messages from the moon from pile 3. Messages from the moon. Some messages may be channeled, by the way. I'm listening to this meditation thing and it really makes me channel. It's too many cards actually. Is there any more message from the moon? Okay. So messages from the moon, we have the Ace of Pentacles, Temperance, and 8 of Pentacles. You need to take some initiative towards something, a project or a career, something of that sort, because plenty of Pentacles, so this is something more earthy and tangible, that type of thing. So you need to take the initiative and start it, and then you need to keep at it, keep working, but stay in balance. Yeah, we have plenty of Libra as well. Is very, it is the symbol is the scales, right? That's keeping things equal and fair and balanced, just like that. It's very interesting. So keep things balanced. Work on things. I feel like this is, you already know what this is related to. This is some sort of project, some investment even, that you've been wanting to start, or you have an idea of what to do. You kind of know what should be done practically, but you haven't yet started, and the moon is like, you know what, start it. And even if you have, it's a very new thing that you have ventured into, and the moon is encouraging you to just keep at it. Okay, and we literally have all the moon cycles over here, right? So keep at it, work on it for a month and see where that takes you. Okay, so I feel like 1 month, give it that much time at least. The Temperance card is kind of tripping me. Okay, I don't know what exactly this is. In moderation, so that could be obviously don't overwork yourself. Yeah, put your effort in it, but also make sure to take some rest and kind of retreat into your dreamy existence. Allow that imagination and inspiration as well to flow to you, because we do have Pisces. So that would be kind of balancing that. So the sun and the moon imagery over here, balancing the sun and moon. Sun is the powerhouse, it's the determination. I got this, I will do it. Taking the action, taking the time and energy to invest in something, just keep driving, staying motivated and inspired. That is the sun. Okay, meanwhile the moon is very like, it kind of floats and is gentle, very cool and calm, and just you relax, you take it slow, that type of thing. So there needs to be a moderation of both of this, because you can't just go, and neither can you just sit and dream and procrastinate all the time, right? So there needs to be a healthy balance here. That's what the moon is again saying. Let's see what this partnership is. It could be starting this business with someone, or you will meet someone, or you will come into contact with someone through starting with this. Okay, so we do have Knight of Cups. So I mean, this is someone, again, this person is confident, and this person as well is quite romantic, and they're not afraid to show their heart. They're not afraid to be vulnerable in any way. They have a very healthy feminine energy within them. That does not mean they're female, nor does it mean they're masculine, whatever. But I'm sorry, they're not, I don't know if they're male or female. Okay, this is not specifying a gender, but it is saying that they're okay with the divine feminine within them. They don't have a wounded feminine inside. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands, so that'll be some responsibilities. And we have Queen of Cups, so plenty of intuition, healing capacity, and emotional maturity and strength. Okay, so these are certain things that are coming through to you. If you have certain emotional baggages relating to some relationships in the past, then the moon is helping to soothe you and calm you, kind of bring you back to your center and your resting emotional state. That's as well a possibility. So in that case, when you start doing some work, or you start on your hobby project, even this doesn't have to be a drastic career move or anything. It can be as simple as starting a new habit. Okay, that is going to help you even more to move forward if you have this wound type of thing relating to the past. If you tend to overwork yourself as well, the moon's message is to take the responsibility, because you have this talent and you can do something with it, but please don't overburden yourself with the temperance here. So along the way, I feel like this Knight of Cups person will come by and kind of help you with the baggage and the load. Kind of, if you're doing a lot of tasks, let's say you hire someone, if this is about a business, then someone comes along, they'll be like, I can do that job for you, that's no problem. And then you kind of exist in mutual benefits type of equation where you don't really have to pay, but they get the work done. They're growing their channel as well, or their website as well, their business as well, whatever. So it kind of you exchange services. That is one thing. But of course it can also be romantic, luck and longevity plus this union. So it can definitely be a spiritual partner as well, who also has certain skill sets which will help you out with your work ahead, or your even just growing your hobby into something bigger. Okay, this can also be a partner who helps you level your emotional ups and downs as well. Okay, sometimes it really helps to just talk to someone who understands and connects, right? So in either case, I feel like another person is definitely involved. There is some sort of partnership coming through, but that's not something that you should be fixated on. But rather you do your thing, you trust how it pans out, and you'll get where you want to go, where you're supposed to go. So I'm unapologetic about what I desire. Even if you're looking for a partner at the moment, it's okay that you want someone. There's nothing to be ashamed of. But knowing that when you there is a difference between desiring and obsession. Obsession becomes, it comes from a negative emotional standpoint. It comes from a fear-based thinking. So it's like you deep down believe that you can't really have it, so you feel the need to overcompensate. So that's where the obsession, the desperation, that type of nature comes in. But when you desire something, while not coming from a negative headspace, you're like, you know what, this is what I want. Fine, it may seem picky to certain people, or that, I'm thinking of too much, I'm asking for too much, but whatever, I want it, so I'll get it whenever it's time. Okay, that is a different thing. That way you're not completely invested in just one place, and that way you're able to carry on with your life as all of this is kind of happening in the background, because this is something that's coming, but the message here is asking you to focus on yourself, your habits, your work process, your management, organization, perfectionism, kind of finishing touches, mastering a skill, these type of things. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, pile 3. I hope this helped and resonated. I hope you take care. I will see you again next time. Bye. Hi pile 4, welcome to your reading. You chose the full moon here. So let's get started. Let's see what are some messages from the moon. We have your oracle card, and it says, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. And we have a full moon, I guess, over here. So something about expressing your truth, and before you do so, realizing it as well. So let's get you some more messages. I'll shuffle here. If you're not interested in seeing or waiting for the shuffle, skip ahead. Messages from the moon, please. Messages from the moon for pile 4. Take this one. The wisdom and messages of the divine are within you. Looks like the whole topic you already know. Awesome. Alright, now, what is the moon bringing into pile 4's lives, please? By the way, this looks a lot like personal truths. Personal truth is something that is... I said this in the first pile as well, but this is something that is, virtuous, something above you as well. There is no hypocrisy here. And for example, karma. Okay, if you believe in karma, then it's like even you are not above it, right? It's something that is true and exists for you and for everyone from your viewpoint. Right? Same goes for like sacrifice. Like if you believe that there needs to be some sort of sacrifice in order to get to your outcome or your goal, then that is something that is true to you, right? So that's how you see things. The sacrifice can be, of course, something about like hard work, perseverance, your sweat and toil and all the hard work and all of that. That is sort of sacrifice of comfort, right? And that's how you get to something. So that is true for you, let's say. So different truths, and this moon is kind of asking you to explore yours and try to figure out what is your thing. And it is kind of trusting you that you can do it because you have the wisdom and messages of the divine already within you. So you are connected and you remember your purity. With how much you demonstrate into the outside world is not relevant, because the moon is the emotional body. It is the internal unconscious being, the very inner feelings that are private to us. We don't really share this with anyone, and those sort of things. So the moon is asking you to explore those depths, okay, because that's where the answers are. What is the moon bringing into pile 4's life space? Oh, and it's interesting we got the owl here because owls are awake at night. Might be a night person. We have year, cycle, change, rewards, and motion. Yeah, so if things have been stagnant for quite a while, things are going to start moving. If you've been working towards something, making efforts, then it's time for the outcome to, show up. This whole year is going to be allowing you to kind of explore yourself through all the moon phases. So each moon phase is going to trigger a different area of life for you, in order for you to analyze and see really everything is falling out. So what is the message from the moon for pile 4, please? Messages from the moon. Okay, we have North Node, which is life mission, hidden talents, and destination. We have the 8th house, that is transformation, secrets. Also houses sex, other shared resources, other people's money, and those sort of things. So it could be that you're sharing certain resources with someone, and perhaps you want to just break away from that, right? But we'll have to see more cards, but yeah. Then we have Lilith, so raw, primal, subconscious, and repressions. Okay, this is quite clear. Okay, so you are supposed to be uncovering your truths, and that is a part of your life mission. Yeah, and these are things that are there underneath the surface, but you have not yet been able to face up to them or even go looking for them. So it is kind of asking you to take a look. Your own secrets. Taking a look at that, because there's plenty of magic underneath. And when I say magic, I mean these hidden talents and skills that have the power to actually shift your life significantly. And again, that is very closely connected with your truth. It's a path towards realizing truth. Truth is a very big thing. You don't just automatically reach there. It's a step-by-step process, right? So this is kind of the first step towards it, just looking into your mind, your subconscious, and also being curious, because sometimes with life, just being curious honestly is enough to show you answers. Okay, so when I just saying fine, yeah, what is my truth, fine, tell me, that doesn't really say that you're wanting to know. But meanwhile, when you honestly ask, you will be wanting to ask a lot of times. It's not going to be just that one-off, just fine, get it over with. No, it's going to be something that you pursue actively. So that's when a lot of things kind of start unraveling, and you will notice the steps in front of you as you start to, take the first step, right? And yes, it does take time, so I'm not surprised that it is going to the year is over here. So it can be that by the end of this year you will have, everyone changes, but you will change in a much more profound way. Okay. All right. So what is the moon bringing into Pi4's lives, please? What's the moon bringing into Pi4's lives? Okay, messages from the moon for Pi4. What are the messages from the moon for Pi? Okay, let's see. So we have Two of Swords. Any sort of mental confusion, fogginess, unsure of where to go next, what is the right choice to make, release that up to the divine. You don't need to decide. That's clearly like, because what is going to happen will happen. It is when you have the Major Arcana, it's kind of a very big blanket destined type of feel to it. And I don't know the exact configuration of the astrology chart at the moment, but I remember it being somewhat like a lot of events are going to unfold, which will feel as if destiny is pulling you. There is a very fated type of thing in the air. Starting soon. It's, well, by the time I post this video, I think it will be already on. But any case, it is asking you to surrender the decision making to the divine, ask for guidance and help, therefore engaging your intuition and your higher mind rather than using the mundane part of the brain. Okay, so the Two of Swords alone has the advice you need to follow your intuition when both choices are just as difficult. So this is kind of an extension of it and kind of releasing it up to the higher mind, instead of only leaving it to the immediate brain or the mind, the decision-making faculties of our mind. Jeez. Okay, I've been talking non-stop, so I'm tripping. Okay, we have Queen of Swords. Think logically. Think big picture. Yes, think big picture. That's the message here. Take a look at the big picture. That's why releasing yourself from that situation is really important, even if it's only for a brief moment. So just for once, instead of thinking, oh no, I'm confused, oh no, what should I choose? Whatever type of choice that may be, like, should I say something, should I not say something, should I leave this behind, should I not leave that behind, whatever it is, okay, small, big, profound, not so profound. Ultimately, if it is causing you too much struggle internally, then kind of just leave it, okay? And that will actually help you see from a bigger perspective of what the situation is and make a decision for the future, when the present is not giving you enough information. Queen of Swords also then, talks about authentic truth. She's in the quest for truth. She is very logical, analytical, those type of thinking. She knows where she's headed. She has a plan for the big picture. She has an aim, and she knows to make solid efforts, and also be the guide, kind of always checking in that all the effort that she's putting today and tomorrow, if it is all oriented towards the same goal. Okay, so very goal-oriented and practical mindset is the Queen of Swords. So in times of confusion, she does not believe that there is anything that you can't really solve. And that is very much due to her own experiences, okay? She gets out of everything. And honestly, when you say truth, she is also very spiritual. The sword is about the mind, the intellect, the intelligence, that is the crown chakra as well, and it is very closely linked with when you have bigger vision, when you can see the big picture, it means your higher chakras are more activated, right? And that removes you from the five senses of the world in some way or another. Even the really what do you say, some really big visionaries in our world at the moment, they're successful because they have a very strong foresight. They're able to predict what the people will need, and accordingly they will produce something, or work on a certain idea, right? And that comes very often from a place of truth, that yes, I need to provide certain service towards humanity, or this group of people, or for this cause, or whatever that is. And because they follow that truth and they live their truth, they are able to see, it seems to us as if they can see the future and then be prepared for it, right? But that actually comes from your own internal being, right? So that's a big message. And we have Six of Wands. So Six of Wands is like celebrating the small wins. I already mentioned that you should, she analyzes whether the effort she is making today is oriented towards the same goal. So defining little small goals in order to get to the big goals. So that way, when you celebrate those little things, that feeling of achievement really comes through. And it is also saying that you are meant to be known for your truth, okay? In whatever capacity that is, however many people may hear you or identify with you, you will be helping certain people in some way, okay? So there's plenty of stuff to do. I feel like this is just the beginning, and you're starting your journey here, or at least this big phase of it, and it's really encouraging you. Yeah, so we have the King of Swords here. This is something coming towards you. This can represent a person, but also that you can be an advocate of truth. This person here is seasoned and experienced with hardships and conflicts, and battling with them and solving them and learning from them and coalescing them, the lessons within him. And that's where he gets his wisdom, and he's not afraid of cold, hard, bitter truth, because he knows that that's the truth. He's looking for not just a personal sense of, okay, so this is what I am and this is what I believe in, but rather what is a blanket truth for everyone in terms of how we think and how we speak, diplomacy included, right? So this can be a certain person who is, a strong kind of hardy type of person in your life, who's just delivering your truth and does not do the false, oh, good job, amazing. It's not really fuzzy as such, but definitely someone that you look up to and you learn a lot from. Reminds me a lot of Saturn, Okay, then we have Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is something passionate. So the moon is bringing into your life some passion, some spontaneity, some fun and exciting times ahead. And again, this is also a part of learning where you kind of let loose, and that's how you're able to have fun. So release and having fun, going out if you can, and just doing something unexpected, even to you, that can lead to some fun. And then deeper connection within yourself. It clears your head, right? We have Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is super, super, super intuitive, very healing, connected with her higher self at all times, can connect any moment, any time. Closest version to her higher self as you can get with minor arcanas. Trusts her intuition, has a very clear heart, and therefore she is able to activate her other chakras as well and connect even higher and deeper. So that is again something coming to you, powerful intuition, so that the messages that you just got, it'll get easier for you. Okay, so the moon is providing you with the tools and the resources to help you to accept and adopt the messages that it's sending you, and to realize that, you know, that the wisdom and messages of the divine are already within you. It's not surprising. It's not going to come from here and there. No amount of preaching will work, because, I mean, you know what's best for you. So it's asking you to learn that and trust it. Okay? And we have Page of Cups. Awesome. Page of Cups is amazing imaginations, dreaminess, idealistic behavior, idealistic thought process, kind of becoming free to dream and imagine. Anything can happen, anything. That's the thing of Page of Cups. Yeah. What else? Also, because they are so innocent, the Page of Cups is so innocent that these random little things that he imagines have good potential to come true. Okay, that's something as well. So manifesting certain things will become easier as well. And the deeper you connect, the easier it becomes to manifest. Yes, so that is what I'm getting for you, pile 4. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped and that you enjoyed. I will see you again next time. Take care. Bye.